Okay, we finally have some in-game action because day 3 of development camp consisted of a 3-on-3 tournament, and a lot of fans were in attendance, and I got all the coverage for you on today's episode of Locked On Devils. Buckle up, everybody.
You're Locked On Devils, your daily podcast on the New Jersey Devils. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi, this is Bryce Salvador, and you're Locked On Devils with Trey Matthews.
Scores! Oh, Stevens stepped up, nailed it. Brodor's got the puck. What a shot. The Devils win the Stanley Cup.
Alrighty now, what is up, New Jersey? Welcome back to the Locked On Devils podcast here on Locked On Network. I'm your host, college hockey play-by-play announcer, Devils writer for Pucks and Pitchforks, and also part-time credential media member, Trey Matthews. You guys know where I'm at. Day 3 of development camp has wrapped up. Everybody has gone home, and you guys should have seen the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House. It was absolutely packed. Quite honestly, it exceeded my expectations and also some of the players' expectations because, to be honest, this was not a normal hockey game. It was sort of in the style of a tournament because obviously it was a 3-on-3 matchup to see who would advance on to the championship and ultimately come out victorious. There wasn't a winner in period number 4. However, Team Stevens was named the winners of the 3-on-3 tournament. So going into this matchup, all the players were broken up into 4 groups. So like I just said, one of the groups was Team Stevens, obviously named after Scott Stevens. Then you had Team Danico, Team Brodeur, and Team Niedermeyer. And it came down to Team Stevens and Team Niedermeyer. Ended in a deadlock after period number 4. And I did arrive to the tournament late. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. So I saw parts of period 2 and beyond. However, the tiebreaker for the tournament was records, head-to-head, and goal differential. Now, this was quite interesting because similar phrasing that I used after day 1 of development camp, I said that it gave the prospects an opportunity to get their feet wet. And I think sort of the same way can be described this 3-on-3 tournament because the scrimmage will be held Friday, which will be a great opportunity for some of the prospects to showcase their true skill. But this sort of is a preview. It sort of just enters the door just a little bit. So their foot is in the door, and now they're going to be prepared for real game time action this Friday. So my initial thoughts to it was that I thought it was a cool style. After talking with some of my fellow Devils media personnel, one of the players that really stuck out in period number 1 was Xavier Perron because I believe he was able to score 3 goals in round 1 of the tournament. And then Seamus Casey was able to have a productive points day as well. And obviously you get to see people like Lenni Hameenaho be given a chance to showcase their skill set, North American style of hockey. So I really liked the tournament. You guys exceeded my expectations once again. I met a few of you who were in attendance. So thank you for coming over and saying hi. It's always so great to meet people who listen to my show. So as you guys know, with development camp, how I've been forming these episodes is that I give my initial thoughts on a prospect, and then I play the sound bites that I was able to obtain in the locker room or do a one-on-one interaction with. So the first player that we're going to talk about is Lenni Hameenaho. So Hameenaho was obviously the first selection for Devils in this past year's draft. I had the chance to speak with him on Monday, but he was on the winning team, and obviously all eyes were on him because I know he wasn't a first-round selection, but still, he was the first player selected for the Devils once again in this year's draft. Here's what Hameenaho had to say in the locker room shortly after the tournament concluded.
How do you feel about your overall performance at this camp? Do you feel like you've shown what it is that you wanted to show to the development staff?
Yeah, of course I haven't been so much size. I think nobody here is not so much size in the summer, so first it's like a little bit getting used to being in the ice, but it's getting all the time there, so it's good.
How are things with meeting your new teammates? You guys bonding? I know you had the golf thing last night and went to the hospital. How's it been getting to know some of these guys?
Yeah, it's been great to see new faces here, meet all guys from every other country, so it's been fun to see other guys here.
So I joined this media scrum late, but can you describe how the 3-on-3 tournament was from your perspective?
I think it was maybe first games. Wasn't so happy for my game, but I think we played good with our team, and I was able to get better games to the end.
What was working for you? What was not working? What are some of the things you're going to try to improve on? Because first time at development camp that you guys are now going at each other.
Yeah, I think just haven't been so much in the ice, so have to get used to puck handling and shooting and all the stuff. And skating is a little bit tough in the summer, so it's getting better. I trust that.
Final thoughts going into the scrimmage on Friday. I know you guys have to go to that military training tomorrow, but how does this prepare you for Friday?
I think it was good to get a little experience for like little gaming and competing. So I think it was good prepare for the Friday's game.
Before we continue with today's episode, let me tell you about a partner that I use every day, AG1, the daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health. I drink it literally every day. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted to be happier. I wanted to be healthier. My body's a temple. I got to start treating it as such. So AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement, like I just mentioned, that delivers comprehensive nutrients to support whole body health. AG1 replaces your multivitamin, probiotic, and more in one simple drinkable habit. Science-driven formulation of vitamins, probiotics, and whole food source superfoods, nutrients. AG1 is raising the standard for quality in supplement category. AG1 helps you build your health foundation. So you guys know the drill. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplemental routine, then you got to try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/NHL Network. That's drinkag1.com/NHL Network. Check it out right now. Okay, so another prospect that I want to touch on, he was also on the winning team with Hameenaho on Team Stevens for the 3-on-3 tournament, is Cheslock. So Cheslock was a 5th-round selection in this year's draft. Here's a scouting report, courtesy of Elite Prospects. Cheslock is a scary presence when he's locked to the net. He's like a beaver when it comes to his disdain of opposing players' sticks. That's an interesting way to describe it. Constant chops, lifts, and time disruption plays make it near impossible to get a shot off in the crease. Box outs, physicality, cross checks. He makes the net front living hell for his opponents. So of all the scouting reports I've read on Elite Prospects, that was probably the best one. That's a great description of Cheslock, saying he gives his opponents hell, saying he's like a beaver. So he stands 6'3". He weighs 207 pounds, and he's a right-handed defenseman out of Rogers, Minnesota. He last played for the Omaha Lancers. So just to give you guys some background information, he's committed to play at University of St. Thomas this upcoming year, NCAA. And this past season with the Omaha Lancers, he's not really going to rack up the points. He appeared in 15 games, 1 goal, 4 assists for a grand total of 5 points. But that's not his game. His game is to be sort of like a physical defenseman, similar to what Elite Prospects said, which is make those minuscule plays in order to help your team win. However, when he was playing for Rogers High, he was actually a captain. He showed glimpses of offensive output. So appeared in 28 games, had 10 goals, 29 assists for a grand total of 39 points. But my thing for Cheslock is that I'm expecting him just to be sort of a physical body, and maybe he can develop an offensive game. But if his showing with the Omaha Lancers was any indicator, I think we should expect more physicality and just more of that stay-at-home defenseman type of role. So I think a lot of people were wondering why the Devils drafted him. Well, hopefully these sound bites that I was able to obtain in the locker room and answer some of those questions that you guys might have had for him.
You were, still in high school and kind of just in this NHL locker room. Just what's that experience like for you?
It's crazy. The guys are awesome. I mean, the organization's top tier. Everyone's getting treated like a pro, and it's super eye-opening. It just makes you want to get there that much more. And everyone's been so kind, so generous, so humble. Like, even the older guys that have been here are just awesome to be around, and they want to show you around, they want to give you advice, and they want to help you here.
And I assume, you obviously watch a lot of NHL, just your outside looking in perception on the Devils, and, you're adding to your excitement level when you were drafted.
Yeah, I mean, coming from Minnesota, we watched the Wild, and the East Coast was a little different, and my first time being in such a big city, and we got to go on the river yesterday, and that was just eye-opening. It's a business now, and it's such a great city to be. It's such a good organization to be in. It's something I'm really happy to be a part of.
Did you have any idea New Jersey was interested in you when you got selected here?
A little bit. I talked to scout Michael Sadeo when I was down in Omaha after high school, and he was just this super big, really big frame, but really generous and kind personality. And he'd sat down and talked to me a few times. So I had communication with them, but I had no idea they were interested in picking me.
You said that you watched a lot of the Wild. I assume that's your favorite team?
Yeah, that was my team growing up from being back home.
not anymore. Right?
Not anymore.
So were you a Zach Parise guy?
Growing up, everyone loved Zach Parise. Everyone had a Zach Parise jersey. I mean, I still remember going to the state fair when him and Suter announced that they were signing here, and that was almost like a little holiday back home.
And as for you in your game, is there any NHLers you look at and you say, I have to style my game after them? That's who I kind of like to play.
I tried, like Brandon Carlo was a guy this year that I really liked to try to pick up from his game. I mean, it's so simple yet so effective, and when he was playing good, chances are he was anchoring the blue line and their team was being really successful.
I joined this media scrum a little late, so I'm not sure if you've already asked this question, but what was working for you? What was not working for you during the 3-on-3? I just want to get your perspective on it.
The 3-on-3 was a lot of fun. I mean, it was fast. I think what was working for me was just trying to simplify. And I mean, there's so much skill out here, and just get them the puck. I mean, I'm not a huge skill guy, but just making simple touches and getting the goal scorers the puck, because that's what they do.
How does this prepare you for Friday? Like, how much more confidence do you have now?
I don't think the confidence is going to fluctuate. I'm just still soaking everything in. I mean, I'm smiling when I'm out there because these guys are good. They're fast. And I'm just trying to absorb it all for sure. So I think I got a little more comfortable, got my feet under me a little bit more. So I'm excited to play on Friday now.
Is it nice to sort of just have that sort of fan experience too when you're at a camp like this?
I did not think there was going to be that many people, to be honest. We stepped out there, and I mean, for a 3-on-3, that's super impressive. And that was super warming and welcoming, and that's great.
What are your expectations going into the season? Like, what goals have you set for yourself?
I haven't really. I'm waiting to sit down with some of the coaches and the development staff here and see what they have to say. They're the experts. I mean, they've watched hours and hours of film, and they're great at what they do. They're geniuses in the game, and I think they're going to help me set some goals. And I think one thing for me is getting a little bit more poise with the puck, having a little bit more patience. I'm a bigger guy, and just using my reach and using my size to hold on to pucks a little bit longer and make the right play.
How do you kind of sort of take in everything that's been happening over the last few days? There's 2 more to go, but I see the smile, but I'm sure it can be a bit overwhelming too.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really soak it all in at the same time. You just got to take bits and pieces. I think last night, being on the river, I've never seen a skyline like that before, and that's something you just got to take and probably sit down for about 10 minutes and just watch.
How would you... My bad. I'm sorry.
No, it's just, it went on forever. I mean, you just got to take your time and just be where your feet are.
Yeah.
Feel your toes out a little bit.
And just having that development staff that you were talking about before, obviously, saying that you haven't fully sat down with them, but to know that they're going to be watching you, the way you play, what they want to see from you, what does that mean at this point where you are in your career?
It means so much. Like I said earlier, they're geniuses in the game. It's their job, but they love it just as much as we do, and that's the best part. I mean, they're going to put as much time in to making us better as we are and putting into ourselves. I think it's great. On the ice, Megan, Lino, they've been as happy as me as I've been out there. So that's super good to see, and I just love stepping on the ice in New Jersey.
For anybody who might be unfamiliar with your game, how would you describe it? Who would you say you model your game after?
I'm a long defenseman. Try to make first touch plays. Use my size and my skating in transition. Try and break up plays. I think if you could put one key attribute to my game, it'd be my defensive stick right now. I have a really long stick. I can use it pretty well to disturb plays. And try and model my game after Brandon Carlo. I think he's super efficient, super effective player for the Bruins, and they had a lot of success when he was playing well.
So this next player I'm going to touch on, he wasn't drafted by the Devils. He was signed on for the development camp. You might have not heard of him unless you're a New Jersey native, because he has played for the New Jersey Colonels. He's played for the New Jersey Rockets, and he last played for Air Force Academy of NCAA, in which he was a captain, and that is Luke Rowe. So there isn't a scouting report on him, but the reason I wanted to touch on him because he was on Team Niedermeyer during this 3-on-3 tournament. So he was on the losing team, the runner-ups, but I wanted to get someone from Team Niedermeyer, and he just happened to be available. And by the way, shout out to Robert Inkin Jr. He's a friend of the show. The first time I met him in person, he was talking to Rowe initially, and I joined in because I was quite curious to see how Rowe is as a player. He's a right-handed defenseman. He stands 6'1". He weighs 209 pounds. And like I just mentioned, he played for Air Force Academy, in which he was a captain. He has one more year of eligibility left. He's played the last 4 seasons with Air Force. And last year, he appeared in 33 games. He had 7 goals, 17 assists for a grand total of 24 points. So here's what Luke Rowe had to say in the locker room during his media availability.
The first one from that branch of the military. What does that mean to you to be in this position?
Oh, that would be such an incredible opportunity. That would be such an honor. We'll see. There's a long road ahead with that. I got to graduate first and then see what happens after that. And I don't know. If you asked me a year or 2 ago, I never would have thought about it. But now that I'm here, professional opportunity could be there, and it's really exciting. So when the bridge comes and when I get to that bridge, I'll hopefully cross it and see what happens.
I don't want to call you old, but you are one of the older people here in development. And do you think that leadership ability? I mean, you can see it when you're calling out plays on the ice. You're almost acting like a quarterback out there as a defenseman. Do you embrace that leadership mentality for you here at development?
It's like. Yeah, I try to be a leader all the time, but when I come into here, I may be older, but there's guys here with more experience than me. They played pro. A lot of these kids are playing in really high junior levels or really good colleges. So I kind of, you got to know your role, right? It's my first development camp. I'm not going to come in here and kind of be the loudest guy and start barking orders or anything. So I kind of just lay low and on the ice when we're all having fun and you need it to succeed in a 3-on-3 tournament, then I'll let that shine through. But in the locker room, around the lounge and stuff, I'm jovial, but I'm not trying to be the leader or anything here.
I joined this media availability a little late, but I just wanted to get your perspective on how the 3-on-3 went from your end. What went right, what didn't go right. Just wanted to see if you could provide some insight.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I mean, just from the start. The energy was really cool getting out there and seeing everybody pack the practice rink. And I'd say what went right is just the atmosphere and the fun of it. It was a lot of fun being able the last few days have been in the weight room and then practice scenarios and then meetings and stuff. So to get out there and be able to play at a game pace was a lot of fun. I'd say what went wrong is that we didn't win, unfortunately, in the last game, but no, other than that, it was such a blast, and I had a great time. And I really liked the format and just how it was done.
How would you describe your game to people who might be unfamiliar with it?
I'd say, I don't know, I'm a tough, gritty defenseman who, when given the opportunity, I'll use my shot to create offense. I wouldn't say I'm the guy that's going to go end to end, but I don't know. I'd say that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I like the physical side of hockey, and I like the simple plays. And just as we say at school, we say move the chain. So I like getting the puck north and trying to help our forwards create.
So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed my coverage of development camp so far. Day 3 has concluded. Right now, the Zamboni is on the rink, so I apologize for any background noise. And the next day of development camp in which the media can attend is on Friday during the scrimmage, because Thursday the players are going to a military base for some team bonding training exercises, and there's no availability for that. It would have been so cool to get some inside perspective as to what's going on at that military base. I would like to see some of the workouts that the prospects are doing, but nonetheless, media will not be in attendance. So tomorrow's episode is going to be a regular one. So once again, nothing Thursday. However, I will be back in Newark on Friday. I hope to see a lot of you there. So if you're at the scrimmage, you see me in attendance, don't be afraid to come up and say hi. Love meeting new people. And as for today's episode, that's all the time I have for you. So continue to stay safe. Have a wonderful day, New Jersey. Go Devils. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Trey Matthews signing out from RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House, home of the practice facility for the New Jersey Devils. Thanks for listening once again.